What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, February 5th, 2026. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for watching this, because today we got to talk about success versus flops over at DC. And with the way that things are going and how things are turning out, we already know what is going to come from this. And we are going to see how this is going to turn out very soon. And I can't wait. Today is a very exciting day just because we've been hearing and seeing everything after the chaos that has been coming out and seeing how everything is right now just cooking up. Honestly, look, let's be honest. James Gunn is out the door very soon. He is going to be out of the door ASAP, and there's no stopping this. We're going to keep our wallets closed, and we're going to keep on fighting because that's what the important part is when it comes overall to what DC deserves and what it needs. It needs drastic change, and it needs it fast. We know that everything that James Gunn has been putting out has all been flops back to back, and there's nothing that you can say to prove otherwise. It's already proven. When you have the CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, coming out and admitting that Superman was, in other words, a flop, they just wanted to tell you in the professional way that it underperformed. That's what the fact is. It underperformed. It did not deliver. And now you got these James Gunn cultists out here crying and complaining still, trying to make excuses, saying this and that. But look, let's be real. No matter what you try to say, nobody cares right now. Everybody knows that James Gunn and everything he's putting out is trash. It's all trash. And it hasn't made them money. If it was successful, we wouldn't be in this conversation. We wouldn't be talking about this. And of course, the CEO of Netflix that's trying to buy WB wouldn't have said what he said under oath in the court. So, what is that telling you? That even he knows that it's a disaster and it's not working. People have had enough. People are tired and people just want good change for good quality again. We want good entertainment. That's all we want. James Gunn has not been delivering. He tanked with the Suicide Squad. Creature Commandos also did bad. Peacemaker season 1 and 2 did terrible. And of course, Superman flopped because it did not perform. It underperformed at the box office. Therefore, that is considered a flop. Accept it, you James Gunn supporters. Your Superman did not live up to what you wanted it to be. Let's be real. Man of Steel with Zack Snyder, after 12 or 13 years, still is talked about like it was just released within the past 2 years. That is called quality. That's quality, my friends, when you have something like that good coming out and everybody's seeing that. We're still fighting for David Ayer's Suicide Squad. And I'm telling you right now, I am fully convinced we are about to see this. Things are happening behind closed doors, and a lot of things are shifting. Everything is falling into place at the right time. While we continue to see James Gunn bring the company down to the ground, nothing is working. Nothing at all. Everything that he's done and touched has been a disaster. Everything that Zack Snyder does when he was putting out his DC and everything that had to do with the DCEU, it was successful. It was making money. It was making complete sense in the sense that it was profitable. It was. The Suicide Squad leading all the way into James Gunn's Superman 2025 still could not beat Justice League. It still could not beat David Ayer's, it's not the Ayer cut, but it's still Suicide Squad from the DCEU. So what is that telling you? That the DCEU was more successful. People were tuning in, people were watching, and people were more interested back then than what they are right now. Everything. This is why I put this picture that you're seeing right now. With Zack Snyder, with David Ayer, there was success. They were on the path to make good money. But the studio is the one that turned their back. To all the clowns that are out there saying, "Oh well, the Snyderverse was so successful. Why did they pull the plug on it?" You're not familiar, or probably you're difficult to comprehend what the real situation was. It wasn't the directors. It was the studio. It was WB because they wanted to be, and they're still trying to be like Marvel. That's why. So all you James Gunn cultists, accept it. The fact is that with Zack Snyder and David Ayer, they were in a better position than where they are right now. With James Gunn, Look at all the movies that he's put out, all the shows, all the content, and nothing is working. When you have YouTube upload Creature Commandos on the official, I think it was the official DC page, I don't know which one was. What is that telling you? In less than 24 hours, it probably got like 600 views. They pulled it down in December 2025. What is that telling you? Nobody, not even for free, not even for free, people want to eat this slop. Not even for free. What is that telling you? All you James Gunn supporters and shills, where were y'all? Y'all didn't show up for Superman. Y'all didn't show up for Peacemaker. Y'all didn't show up for Creature Commandos. Y'all didn't show up for the Suicide Squad. Where were y'all? Meanwhile, the Snyder fans have been there since day one. Before the movies came out, they were already making money with merchandise. That is a fact. Product was selling. Everything was moving. People were excited. And you go to where everything turned down literally right before the Hamadaverse. That's not Zack Snyder's fault. No, it's not. You know whose fault that is? WB. WB for trying to get away and trying to do things that were the opposite of what the Snyderverse was all about, what David Ayer had planned. Because it was all supposed to be connected. It was supposed to be a shared universe, and it was his own thing. But what happened? WB decided to be just like Marvel, continue with the Marvel formula. And where are we right now? You have the main ringleader, James Gunn, that it doesn't get any more Marvel than that, right? You had Joss Whedon, it didn't get more Marvel than that. And guess what? It's not working. It didn't work back then, it's still not working, and it's not going to work in the future, period. The DCU is coming to its end faster by the day, by the week. And with this whole sale that's about to happen, if it does go through with Netflix, guess what? James Gunn's going to be out. He's going to be out. You better enjoy whatever's left of it because it doesn't have much left. Literally, it's about to RIP very soon. It's about to flatline because nobody cares about it. If people were really interested for James Gunn and his DCU, they would be supporting it. You would be making money. You wouldn't be in the middle of this sale. You would not be in this situation. On the contrary, you keep on flopping and it's tanking everywhere, worldwide, not domestic, worldwide. So that's telling you the success versus the flops. And with James Gunn, there's no success. With James Gunn, there's no solution. With James Gunn, there is no hope at all. Period. I'm telling you. This is just telling you that people just want good movies. That's all it is. When you give good movies and you deliver good movies, people are going to they're going to tune in. They're going to watch it, they're going to support it, they're going to back it up and everything that has to do with that. That's all it is. You know, when you have people coming out with excuses saying one thing or the other, it's just showing you and proving to you, hey, this is what the consumer wants. And you have to give the consumer what they want. WB hasn't been doing that. DC hasn't been doing that for years. They really haven't. And it's already clear. It's clear that people just want good entertainment. That's all it is. People are tired of all this nonsense with James Gunn. People are tired and are fed up with all of this agenda that they're trying to push and promote, whether it's one way or the other, whether it's subtle or in your face. People just want good, solid movies. That's it. That's what David Ayer was delivering. That's what Zack Snyder was delivering, and he continues to deliver it. The same thing with David Ayer. Even though that they're not there right now at DC doing any DC properties, guess what? They're on their way back. These pictures that they're posting, they're not coincidence. It really isn't. I'm telling you, this is all happening because there's a purpose behind it. There's a purpose because people just are fed up. People want good movies. That's it. That's all it is. When you have and you deliver good movies, people are going to show up. That's it. They're going to show up and they're going to be there because that's what people want. And especially when you have a fan base that continues to ask for demand, to support and back it up, even more reason for you to please that crowd. But when you turn your back on the fans, customers, consumers worldwide, what are they going to do? They're going to get tired and they're just going to keep their wallets closed because that's what it's come down to. You could tell that the wallets are closed because everything with DC, with James Gunn, has not been performing well. And I don't care what some people say, oh, that it's making money and it was successful. No, it wasn't. Stop bullshitting yourselves. Stop bullshitting yourselves and accept it. Accept it. The fact is that Zack Snyder is going to be back. We're going to get the Snyderverse restored, and we're going to get David Ayer's Suicide Squad. That's the truth. That's the reality. There's no hiding that. There is none. I'm telling you straight up. James Gunn has screwed up everything for everyone at DC. That's what he's good at. That's what he's good at. Canceling, ruining, damaging the brand. And when you have this incompetent person, running this company straight to the ground, you got to get rid of him. You have to fire him eventually because he's not producing. All he's doing is costing you money every single time. With Zack Snyder, they made money. With David Ayer, even though it wasn't the Ayer cut, they still made money with Suicide Squad compared to the slop that James Gunn has been putting out. It doesn't matter. You could try to argue, you could debate all you want, but James Gunn, Superman 2025, his legacy will forever be the biggest flop of history when it comes to Superman. That's the fact. That is the fact. You have all these James Gunn cultists out here crying and trying to literally make up lies and trying now to say, hey, oh, but this and but that, always with an excuse. They always have an excuse. The movie underperformed. That's professional telling you, hey, it flopped. That's what it is. When they tell you that something underperformed, what does that mean? That it flopped. Meanwhile, Zack Snyder's Justice League was a global phenomenon. All right. James Gunn was a flop. It underperformed. And Supergirl is next to flop on the list because it will. It hasn't come out yet at the time of this recording. We're barely in February. But when this movie comes out in the summer, I'm telling you, you think Superman was bad, Supergirl is going to be even worse. And WB is going to try to cover that. I'm telling you, this is all seriously going down in history. And it's just going to show you, look, this is what people want. And this is what people do not want. When we're looking at it the way that we're looking at it right now, nobody cares about Supergirl. Supergirl is doing so bad with the marketing that they're going to once again follow the same footsteps of Superman. They're going to put an ad for the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl. That's what they're focused on. They're not focused on the Super Bowl. They're focused on the damn Puppy Bowl. Wow. Pathetic. Embarrassing. Again, this movie is going to tank. I'm telling you. It's not going to work. It's not. It's already dead on arrival. It completely is. I'm telling you. People just want good movies. When the Snyderverse was there, people were watching, rewatching, they were showing up, and they were filling seats up. That's the fact. With Suicide Squad, people still went out. They went out, and that's what it was. I'm telling you, completely, it's a disaster. It completely is. It's a mess. It's a mess. There's no saving DC with James Gunn. So everybody's trying to, James Gunn is saving the brand. No, he's not. He's making the brand even worse than what it is. Every single time, he makes it much more worse. And it doesn't work. It doesn't perform. It underperforms. So when something like that is coming out, you need to seriously start thinking, what are you going to do next? What is your backup plan? And the backup plan is that they're going to have to go back to Zack Snyder. They're going to have to go back to David Ayer, and they're going to have to release the Ayer cut. I'm telling you, we already got the Snyder cut. That's a huge win for us. We're still winning. We are still winning because, again, Superman 2025 underperformed. Keep that in mind. It underperformed. Apparently, the James Gunn cultists can't comprehend or understand what underperforming means. In other words, it sucked and it flopped. It did not make money, period. And you could come and argue all you want, but that's the truth. The truth is that it did not make the studio money. Because if it did, why would the CEO say of Netflix, hey, we gave sinners more time in the theaters so people go watch it, but Superman underperformed. That's why it went straight to video on demand because it wasn't performing to their level. It wasn't giving them the results that they thought they were. And we already knew that they were lying from day one. That's what they were doing. They're going to start doing the same thing for Supergirl too. That's going to be next. All of this under the James Gunn, whatever you want to call it, universe, it's not delivering. It's all underperforming. It's not making them money. Jurassic World Rebirth beat them. Literally. It literally beat and it destroyed the box office of 2025. And I called that. Remember, I told y'all I said Jurassic World Rebirth will crush and stomp the box office in 2025. And that's exactly what happened. While a dinosaur movie kicked Superman's ass, literally, at the box office, James Gunn, his cultist following, and DC were trying to cover up the numbers, trying to disguise it and say that it was a success. Oh, they won. It's a success, and you had to show media and everybody, right? No, wrong. It didn't do money for them. Telling you, it just didn't. Yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth won. It was the highest grossing movie of 2025. Indeed, it was. Indeed, it was. And that's just showing you, improving you. You know what? That's what the people want. You have to give the people what they want. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see that a dinosaur movie kicked Superman's ass. This time, Kryptonite did not take down Superman. It was a dinosaur, literally, a dinosaur movie. Think about that. I love that happened. I'm so glad because it showed you that hey, a dinosaur movie kicked Superman's ass at the box office, and that shows you straight up that people love dinosaurs. People love Jurassic Park. They love the brand. People don't care about what James Gunn is putting out. They're just not interested. The interest is not there. The hunger is not there anymore for DC. This is why DC is where it's at right now. And it's sad. It's sad because they've allowed this to happen. They've brought this upon themselves. When you had success with David Ayer and with Zack Snyder, you should have continued. You should have continued and you should have never gotten away from what was working. And that's with the DCEU. It was working. People want more. After all these years, people still want and demand for more. What is that telling you? That the hunger for the DCEU, the hunger for the Snyderverse, the Ayerverse is still there. That's what people want. People don't care about the slop that James Gunn is putting out. Nobody's interested. It's not. People get more excited for Henry Cavill that puts up a post for his upcoming Highlander movie. And now that Voltron is going to be getting made with Henry Cavill, guess what? People are going to be more excited for that. People don't care about what James Gunn is putting out there. They are not. People just want good movies at DC. And James Gunn is not the person who's delivering. It's not, honestly. If it was, then people would have been supporting him. But they're not. People are not supporting it. I'm telling you, and it's crazy. It's wild. It's wild. Completely insane. Completely insane. But it is what it is. And yeah, people want more Jurassic Park. People want it, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. That's why the next one's already being made, and I'm glad. I'm glad because we need it. We want it, and it's gonna come. And that's what Comcast and Universal are gonna be delivering very soon. And meanwhile, with James Gunn, the DCU, that thing is already dead before anything. We already know. It's a disaster, but that's where they are right now. Yeah, Marvel's gonna deliver with Spider-Man for sure, big time, big time. They're taking it serious. They're going back to what's working and what's making them money, and most of all, what's keeping the audience happy. Because you have to keep your audience happy, and that's what DC has not been doing. DC has been dropping the ball for years. This wasn't overnight. This literally took years to build up. And the only thing that's exciting that comes out from DC lately is from what Zack Snyder posts up with Zack Snyder's Justice League and everything that has to do with the DCEU when he was there. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Things are changing. For sure, for sure. If Netflix takes over, they know that there's success with Zack Snyder. They know that there's success with David Ayer. They know that there's money with the DCEU. They know that. They know that they're losing money with James Gunn every day, every week, every hour, every minute, every second. It's telling you that nobody's interested, nobody cares, nobody's supporting him. It's just showing you all of that. That's the difference, you know? And when you have all that goodness, people will come out. People are going to show up. Meanwhile, with James Gunn, again, nobody is interested. Nobody, honestly. And the 5 little fans that he has, it's not enough. They can go out there and rewatch it, and it still didn't work. It still didn't make the money that they thought that it was going to make. And I'm telling you, everything is going down with DC. Stocks, everything, everything is completely down the drain. And I'm glad because it's showing you and proving you that James Gunn, since day one, was never the right person to be in charge. I'm telling you. The Batgirl movie that never came out, Zack Snyder can make it happen. Yeah, it can. It can happen. We could still see it. They could put it out for free. They don't even have to charge people for it. They could just put it out for free on their streaming services. They get it, you know? But it's just telling you, yeah, Ted put James Gunn garbage Superman on blast for a reason. Yep, big time, big time. Honestly, yeah. There's a lot of James Gunn fans that are coping out there right now. I had to block so many just because everything that they say is always something completely negative and like toxic. So I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for that no more. I'm not putting up with it anymore. The fact is, James Gunn is a failure. His DCU is a failure, and it's all flopping because it's all slops. That's all it is. That's exactly what James Gunn delivers. He delivers slops and flops. That's it. Nobody wants to eat that. Nobody. And they know it. People know what's up. People are waking up. They're realizing that James Gunn is a hack. They know that James Gunn is a tool and they know his intentions. They see it. We all see it. We see directly through James Gunn. And it's time. It's time for change. It's time for quality. It's time for goodness. And most of all, it's time for good movies. When we get that, that's what we enjoy. That's what we want. And it's already proven. I'm telling you, this is exactly what people want. People just want good movies. That's all it is. WB could have been capitalizing and, been at the top while Marvel was trying to get their act together after Endgame and, the mess that they caused after that, when they ended the last, whatever it was, saga, if you want to say, and now they're going back to what was working. That's exactly what WB needs to do. DC in their cinematic department, they need to go back to what was working, what was making them money. Because with James Gunn, nah, hell nah, nothing is bringing them money. On the contrary, they continue to lose money and they will keep on losing money. Their stocks are going down, everything is going down. Ticket sales weren't there, people weren't showing up. What is that telling you? People don't care. That's what it is. People don't care. And that's the beauty of it. It's completely amazing to see how more fans are everywhere, waking up and coming together and asking and demanding for more of the Snyderverse, for the Ayer cut. Seeing these pictures with David Ayer with Zack Snyder, this is not a coincidence. Something is definitely cooking behind the closed doors. We just don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, it is going to come back, and it's just a matter of time. That's all it is. It's gonna come back. I know and I have faith and hope that it's going to make a big, massive comeback. And James Gunn's days as CEO of DC Studios, they're going to be short lived. His quote unquote legacy is going to be the biggest flop in all of DC's history. You know what that is? It's going to be the most cringe, disastrous legacy of any director in the industry. Honestly, this is an embarrassment. James Gunn should stop while he can right now and just go back to Marvel. Go back to Marvel. That's where you're more wanted at. That's where you belong at. Not here at DC. We knew it since day one. We all saw it. We were like, nah, this ain't the person. This ain't the one. This ain't the one. And what happened? Look at where we are right now. Deep in this mess. Deep, deep in there. And it's just showing you, look, it's not working. We told you. We told you it wasn't going to work. And what did WB do? No, let's keep on going with that. For what? You're going to keep on losing money. And that's where they are right now. Losing all of this money, not making any sense at all. Completely. It's just not. It's put them more in the negative and in the red financially that it's kind of worrying. It's like, what the hell is going on? Well, you wanted what's his name? James Gunn? You got him. You should have just kept going with Zack Snyder. You should have just continued. You wouldn't be in this mess if you would have just stuck to what was there originally. But this is the price they literally have to pay at the box office. All these flops have finally caught up. Everything, not even Minecraft or Barbie, could save the brand, and that's WBIPs. So it tells you that the consumer has had enough. People are tired. People are exhausted, you know? And until this change doesn't happen with the studio and they bring back Zach and go back to what was working, then people are just going to be walking away. They've burned so many fans and they've ruined so many universes, and it's clear. You can see James Gunn's intentions. All he cares about is just leaving a disaster, behind him. And that's the mess that he's caused. And it seems impossible to clean up. But the same way that he retconned things and he's doing that is the same way that Zack Snyder and David Ayer can both retcon things from this whole DCU and turn everything around. I have faith. I know it's going to happen. It's just going to be a matter of time. It won't happen overnight, but it is going to happen. I'm telling you. Yeah, Ted is telling us in code that Gunn is out. He didn't even mention Gunn in when praising Penguin, and he said he wanted more Dark DC. Yeah, that tells you everything. That tells you everything. I agree with you. I'm telling you, it completely just shows you what people want, and when you give people what they want, they're gonna support it. They will support it. Unlike what James Gunn is doing right now, And like I've said it before and I'll say it again, James Gunn is good at Guardians of the Galaxy, and he needs to take that and himself back over to Marvel because that's where he belongs. Because that's what he's good at. He needs to be back at Marvel, not here at DC. We've already seen enough. The Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker season 1, season 2, Superman. That's already 5 products of his, and they're not working. 5 not working. Now we're gonna have Supergirl. We already know that's his thing from whatever it is that he's trying to do with Superman and Superman Saga, whatever the hell he wants to call it. That's just telling you, look, people don't care about it. They don't want it. They're not gonna eat it up, and most of all, they are not going to be supporting it. And I, for one, I won't be supporting it. I know many of you are not, and that's what we have to do. We just gotta keep those wallets closed and locked, and that's what it all comes down to it. Because once these studios start seeing, look, the fans are not showing up, people are not supporting it, people are not buying it, it's just telling you straight up, it's just you know completely like, what the hell's happening, honestly. People just want these good movies again. It sucks that we can't say, hey, I want to watch a good DC movie, because there's none. What are you gonna pick up? The Suicide Squad is currently on Tubi. That's how bad it is. It's on Tubi, for crying out loud. And even like that, I still don't want to watch it because that movie sucked. Creature Commandos got uploaded on in December 2025. It was so bad, it didn't even make the 600 or 700 views, and they took it down to save themselves from the embarrassment. Peacemaker season 2 did worse than season 1. Where's the win? Where's the win? That's already 3 things from James Gunn that are doing bad. And then Superman 2025, it underperformed. How is that supposed to be a win? That's why I don't get what the James Gunn fans love to always say and try to like completely be happy about it. It just doesn't make sense. It completely doesn't make sense. And it's all just like I said, it's just all a matter of time. Things will happen. Things will happen. Yeah, I know. I seen the thing too with the CEO. That's like that came out probably like within the past 3 weeks. I wanted to talk about that. I actually have the post and everything. But yeah, Ted, the CEO, he said we'll bring your hero back. He's talking about Henry Cavill. They made peace. I spoke about this in a live stream probably like 2 weeks ago, and Netflix have made peace with Henry Cavill. They want him back for The Witcher because, of course, we already know what happened with that, and they've been losing fans and subscribers. So they want and they need Henry Cavill. That's one thing. And then with that, that's where it also says that they will bring your hero back, meaning Superman. They want to bring him back as Superman. So seeing the posts with Black Adam when Netflix had posted sometime, I think it was in December or something like that, it all adds up. It looks like they want to go back, and I think they will end up bring Henry Cavill and The Rock. Dwayne Johnson for Black Adam 2. I'm telling you, things are cooking up. They are paying attention, they're listening, and they're watching to everything that we're literally talking about. I am not surprised. Netflix has their people, WB has their people, and there's probably one person in here that's taking notes and working for them. And they're undercover listening to me and listening to what we're saying in the chat. I'm telling y'all, this is why we have to continue to show our support and do what we have to do to make noise on the internet. When you have all these James Gunn shills crying and complaining, saying, oh no, hashtags don't work, it's because they fear us, just like Ben Affleck's Batman. You smell that? That's fear. That's exactly what the James Gunn cultists are all about. Fear. They know that they are not winning. They know that their DCU is coming to an end. They know that James Gunn is about to be out very soon. They know it. They know it. And it's all a matter of time. That's all it is. Things are falling into place and it's all coming together at the right moment. I'm telling you. Black Adam should be in Shazam 3 with Superman as a secondary protagonist. That would be cool. Whatever it is and however they want to do it, let it be. The whole thing is that, yeah, that's all we want. We just want that again. Yeah, I remember that. They even wanted YouTube to remove the hashtags. I wonder why. What is that telling you? That they fear it. They fear it. They did that on Twitter, X, and like they were trying to ban hashtags. I wonder why. Why? What are they trying to hide? They're trying to hide the truth. That's what it is. Because they know that we are the majority. They know that the DCEU Snyderverse fans are the majority. Always have been and always will be. I'm telling you. That's why, look, honestly, it's straight up facts. Facts. We're all seeing that. And that's the best part about it. Yeah, I see your comments. I keep on posting them. That's why I'm not acknowledging each comment, but I'm seeing it as I'm going down the list. But I am seeing the comments. That's why I'm putting them on the screen. But it's just incredible to see how like people everywhere are coming together and they're still asking for what we want. That's just telling you. It's telling the studios too, mainly, that hey, look, this is what you could be making money with. But instead, they want to look the other way. And for them looking the other way, all they've been putting out are flops. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, for sure. Patty Jenkins, once Zach is back, we're going to do a Wonder Woman 3. For sure, we're going to get a Wonder Woman 3. There's no doubt about it. And it's going to be under the leadership of Zack Snyder, which is going to be the best part about it. They're afraid, yep, that Superman will be mature series character again instead of Tom Holland Iron Junior Beta. Yeah, pretty much. I'm telling you, all of these fans that support James Gunn, we already know what crowd they are on, and we don't roll with that. Honestly, we just want good quality, we want good movies, and we want good entertainment. That's it. But apparently, that's what triggers them. It bothers them. It's funny, you know why? I want to point this out real quick because for like probably the past 2 days, I've been having other, little small channels here and there tagging me unnecessary just because they want to express how they feel towards me. And they're like, oh, I'm trying so hard to get your channel canceled. Oh, okay. So if I triggered cancel culture, thank you. It's a privilege to me. You know why? Because I've been grinding to get your attention and I finally have it. So come at me with all the nonsense that you want because it's just how salty and bitter you are. Meanwhile, I'm gonna keep on delivering the truth, spitting these facts, and showing you and telling you and proving you what works and what doesn't work. There's no stopping us. I told y'all, this is the year that we do not compromise. This is the year, mainly, that we will stop at nothing. And it's showing and it's proving to them. Because then they try to go after us, me and the other different channels. They always like to create their little content that nobody's watching. And they think that they're actually somebody or something. And they keep on tagging me. And I keep telling them, stop tagging me. And they continue. This is how the James Gunn cultists are. They don't comprehend. They don't understand. They have some type of problem that they don't know how to comprehend. And it's just telling you this is where what they're all about. It's sickening, but that's just how they are. And they always want to try to forcefully want you to accept their point of view. They want you to see their point of view. And if you have a different point of view, they call you and they label you. There's some that are here in my channel. I haven't banned or blocked, and they constantly love to give their opinion about James Gunn, always defending James Gunn. But it gets to a point where it's like, dude, that's enough. Like, drop it already. I get it. You support James Gunn. I don't. I never will. And it's crazy. You know exactly who I'm talking about. They are, but they won't get banned. You know why? Because for some reason, those type of scumbags always they always get a freebie. It's wild. It's wild. And they constantly make videos of me. And I'm like, yo, this is unnecessary. But it just shows you the type of people that they are, you know? And in the end, you know what bothers them and triggers them? That they know that the Snyderverse was successful. They know that the Snyderverse is successful. They know that the Snyderverse is going to make a strong comeback. That's what it is. And they know that with James Gunn, nothing is working. We're exposing them. We're putting them out there. We're calling them out, and they don't respond because they know that they've already lost the war. This is that war that we were talking about a long time ago, and it's already proven. When you have the CEO of Netflix admitting, saying that Superman from James Gunn 2025 underperformed, in other words, it flopped, that's it. Case closed. We won. You lost. Yeah, exactly. That's what the Gun fans, they're freaking out over the truth. The truth and the reality hurts. That's what they don't like. So, me giving you all of this is the truth. This is the truth that I'm delivering and bringing to y'all. And that's what they can't stand. They don't like to hear that. They don't like to see the facts. And the facts are right here in your face. This is it, the solid truth. That was Zack Snyder, David Ayer. DC was in a better position financially with the audience, the customers, the consumers. It sells, it makes money. This is how crazy that WB is, that they try to make us look like the bad ones. And I'll tell you why, real simple. Why would McFarlane Toys put out, if it's a dead universe, right? Quote unquote, a dead universe, like these James Gunn cultists always like to call the DCEU with the Snyderverse. How come they made a crowdfunding, not for one, but two DCEU properties? Zack Snyder's Batman versus Superman and Justice League with the Batmobile, right? And how come they have the next one that's coming up that already got funded with Harley Quinn and Joker from Suicide Squad 2016? If it's two dead quote unquote universes, how come they're doing that and nothing with James Gunn? How come they're not doing no crowdfunding products with James Gunn? Oh, that's right. Because they know that they wanted to try to prove and say, well, those Snyder fans will not show up, and let's make it a crowdfunding campaign. Because if it doesn't reach the goal, we'll prove them that it was a dead universe and they don't have enough fans to back it up. But jokes on everyone that was against us. Because with the McFarlane Batmobile toy, it got funded in 5 days. Not even in 7 days, not a week, less than a week, it got funded. And then after the campaign ran, it surpassed the numbers. So it made profit big time. And the same thing happened with Joker and Harley. I mean, yeah, with Joker and Harley. Sure, it took them a month to get funded, but after the month when they saw that the numbers were going up, they extended it 3 extra days. And that was back in October 2025. What is that telling you? Does the Snyderverse and the Ayerverse products sell? Meanwhile, with James Gunn, where do you see McFarlane toys from James Gunn? They're at clearance at Target, they're at Ross, they're ending up in all these third party stores that nobody goes to because that's where all the merchandise goes that doesn't sell. And after it doesn't sell, guess where it goes to? The landfill, where it gets destroyed. We already know that because it happened to Funko Pops. Remember, product that doesn't sell, they push it to these third party stores, and then when they don't sell there, they all go for a tax write off and they end up in the landfill. And we saw that. And that's where James Gunn's merchandise is all heading to. It's all heading to the landfill because it's not selling at the stores. It's not selling at Walmart. It's not selling at Best Buy. It's not selling at Target. It's not selling anywhere online. And with the ridiculous prices that they're trying to tax people, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's all going to the trash. That's exactly where James Gunn's stuff belongs at, in the trash. When the Suicide Squad came out, where did it end up at? the $5 DVD bin at Walmart. And even like that, it still wasn't selling. What is that telling you? That it doesn't sell. And then the toys from McFarlane. Remember, I showed y'all videos that in my local Walmart at the time, it was there for like 3 years at the same shelf. It went on clearance. It went on clearance. It kept on going on clearance. And it finally sold. It finally sold. It probably went to the trash. Who knows? Who knows? But it was gone. But it was there for a while, for like 3 or 4 years. That tells you. And with Target, we're seeing massive clearance sales, and still it's not selling. People don't want that trash. Nobody wants that in their collection. Completely, I agree with you, man, Max. The Goofies are crashing out of control. They are. They don't know what to do. It's hilarious to see the meltdowns that they're having. And the best part is the excuses. All the pathetic excuses that they have. Wow, I've never seen someone in so much denial and coping so hard as a James Gunn cultist. I never seen it. It's amazing to watch how they're having this meltdown, seeing how the reality hurts them. The truth bothers them. It triggers them. It irritates them. It annoys them. They don't like that. But guess what? That's what I'm delivering. The truth. This is the truth, baby. This right here, what you're seeing. This right here is the fact. This right here is telling you what and where the customer wants. This right here, I did the statistics for you. It's plain simple. This is not rocket science. This is just telling you, hey, look, this works and this doesn't. Plain and simple. We've all been saying it for a while. And now that you have the CEO of Netflix officially confirming and saying, hey, yeah, this is this is bad. It underperformed. Yeah, there's no bouncing back from that. There's no bouncing and coming back from that. That's it. It's a done deal. Case closed. We're moving to the next one. The next one is going to be Supergirl. We already made everything else tank and flop. And guess what? We will stop at nothing. Like I told y'all, we're not going to compromise. You James Gunn cultists are in for a wake up call. This year, I told y'all, is the year that we do not compromise. And we're going to continue to make all of your products flop, go on clearance, go on massive sales, and they're still not going to sell. They're still not going to make money. They're going to cost you more and more every single time. Because every time that you try to put out something, we're going to keep our wallets closed and fully locked. There is no compromising. 2026 is the year, is the fall of James Gunn. Exactly. I agree with you, my friend. That right there, I agree with you. Honestly, this is the year, seriously, that the fall of James Gunn comes to life. And we're seeing it. Supergirl is done. It's over. For sure. For sure. Super drunk. Nobody cares about that. Nobody's talking about it. They're so bad that they're not even putting a trailer or nothing new for the Super Bowl. They're focused on the Puppy Bowl again. How pathetic is that? That's what they did with Superman last year. Remember in the Super Bowl when James Gunn came out with his dog and then he was promoting Superman? That's what they're focused on. They don't care about the Super Bowl. Oh, let's focus on the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl, for crying out loud. While the world is watching the Super Bowl, nobody cares about the Puppy Bowl. I like dogs too, but I don't like them that much. You think I'm gonna tune in just to see some dogs? Hell no. I'm gonna watch real trailers on the real segment on the halftime. Even though I don't care about sports, but I'm just gonna tune in to watch what trailers they're gonna end up putting out there. I'm telling you. Yeah, exactly. We're winning in the end. I agree with you. I agree with you. We are. We're winning, and that's all that matters. If James Gunn was actually cooking, I would have told you, hey, he's doing a good job, and he's doing this and that. But no, you know what James Gunn is doing a fantastic job at? He's doing a job that nobody else could ever do in history, and this is what his legacy is going to be, that he's destroying the company. That's his legacy. James Gunn is perfect. He's excellent at destroying the company. If you want your company to be fully destroyed, hire James Gunn. He will do the job and he'll get the job done. That's the person you want to destroy your brand. If you want to save your brand, you're not going to hire James Gunn. Straight up. He's not worthy of it. And what he's done to DC, it's completely an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. You know, it's literally an embarrassment. Now that I'm looking at these three pictures, look, literally, Peacemaker, red, blue, yellow. Superman and Supergirl, red, blue, and yellow. You see the pattern? Pathetic. Pathetic. That's what James Gunn is all about. That is all he's about. And nobody cares. Nobody cares about all of this. It's amazing. It's amazing, I'm telling you. Exactly. That's all he's good at. He loves to direct those raunchy things. That's all he cares about. But people are not tuning in. People are not eating this slop. The goofies are lurking. Oh, I know they're watching. They're probably watching from their fake accounts. I remember that one that posted last week after I banned him like 3 or 4 times. He's like, oh, I'm gonna come back with another one. Go ahead, bring it. Like The Rock. Just bring it. Just bring it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you straight up. Exactly. Wallet's closed. That's it. That's how we have to do. I think Marvel's gonna have the spot on the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, they are. They're gonna crush it with that Doomsday trailer because that's what we're gonna end up seeing for sure. For sure we are. You enjoy seeing the gun cultists cry online. Yeah, yeah. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous to see how they're having a meltdown. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just like McDonald's, I'm loving it. I'm loving the meltdowns that I'm seeing all over from these James Gunn shows. Everywhere. Just watching, knowing they can't do anything as they continue to see their DCU tank and fall apart. It has no foundation. It has no legs. It has no support. And it's all crumbling right before them. That sandcastle, literally, the wave has hit it and completely destroyed it. Telling you, it's all just going down every single time more and more. It's amazing to see that. I love to see the James Gunn cultists having a meltdown. I love it. They love to label me and call me all type of names, and it's okay for them. They love to play the victim. They love to play the victim, right? But I'm the real victim. But you don't see me crying and complaining. You see me laughing, making fun of them, making fun of the situation. I don't care. I have thick skin. My thick skin does not bother me. And that's what the little James Gunn cultists try to be. Oh, they love to belittle you. They love to label you. They're the ones that are always constantly trying to come up with something negative. And it's okay for them, right? It's okay when they do it. It's okay for these guntards to do it. And it's acceptable, right? It's okay. Oh, but when you call them out and you put them on blast, then we have a problem, right? Then that's an issue. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I don't take them serious. To me, they're all a joke. That's why, like I say, 99%, because there's still that 1%, because I've talked to some here and there, and you could still talk with them. But majority of the James Gunn fans are the worst fans that there is out there and the fakest fans. And that tells you because if they were real, they would have been supporting the James Gunn universe. They would have. They would have made money, but it's not. It's costing them money. It's costing them. They like to tune in here with their fake accounts to listen, to watch, but they won't say nothing. And then they go and create their content about what they saw here and try to make it seem like, hey, yeah, my point of view is right and yours is wrong. Why? No, because it's just wrong. That's how they are. That's why I'm loving it, how they're having this meltdown. The James Gunn cultists are a joke. The DCU is a joke. DC is a joke. Warner Brothers is a joke. It's all a disaster. And most of all, James Gunn's legacy will forever remain a joke. That is the best part of all of this. Because once they start seeing this, they're going to be like, yep, yep, that we were wrong and they were right. They know low key we're right. They know what's up. Gun stealing my money. I want my refund. I want my refund, damn it. I still want my refund. I'm glad 28 years later it's tanking at the box office. The Bone Temple, don't watch that movie. Save your money. Just like that from that trash movie. And just like that, do the same thing. Don't watch Supergirl. For what? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Don't watch that. People are going to go out and watch other movies. He-Man. People are going to watch all that because that's what movies people want. People are more excited for that. And I'm telling you, look, the way that James Gunn's putting out all his trash, nobody is buying it. Literally, nobody's buying it. 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20, 1 out of 100. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Meanwhile, with Zack Snyder, when they did that special event for what it was, I think it was for Rebel Moon when they did it. and they did the screening for I think it was what was it, Full Circle. All those tickets sold. They sold. Everybody was trying to get in there and they couldn't because it sold out in minutes. It sold out in minutes. Meanwhile, with James Gunn and his Superman, look at how long it took for them to try to fill up those seats. And that was all over the world. What is that telling you? If that's that with Superman, imagine how the ticket sales are gonna be for when Supergirl goes up for the pre-sale tickets and stuff like that. It's gonna be even worse. It's gonna be even worse. And I can't wait to see all the excuses that the James Gunn fans come up with, because that's all they do. They love to come up with excuses. Everything's an excuse. They're trying to excuse this whole thing with Ted Sarandos saying that it was a underperformed. I'm telling you, it's all an excuse with them. They always love to have an excuse for everything. But jokes on them, because Zack Snyder's Justice League was a global phenomenon. A global phenomenon. Not even Marvel can label their product with the Avengers, and they've been so deep with the Avengers, and they can't even say that. They can't call the Avengers it was a global phenomenon. No, it wasn't. Zack Snyder's Justice League was a global phenomenon, and that's it. That's the title that it got, it earned, and it has. James Gunn underperformed. Creature Commandos, Peacemaker. Look at that. Let's just look at this real quick. Peacemaker, season 1 and season 2. Season 2 did worse than season 1. Just analyze that. Analyze that. Comprehend that. How can a James Gunn cultist comprehend and say we're winning when you have season 2 doing worse than season 1? There's no logic. That's how these James Gunn cultists are. They have no logic. They have no common sense. They don't know how to think. Everything with them is, oh, well, you see, this is what it is. Told you that's a success. What's a success? That season 2 of Peacemaker was worse than season 1? Where were y'all? Where were the fans? So when you tell us Snyder fans, where were we when Man of Steel was out there? We were out there. That's why that movie made more money 12 or 13 years ago than what the shitty Superman from James Gunn did in 2025. So what is that telling you? It's proving to you that a movie that was made 12 years ago, over a decade, surpassed and it made money. But how come James Gunn's movie didn't make $1 billion after y'all were claiming that it was going to be $1 billion? Oh, James Gunn is going to cook. We're going to make guaranteed $1 billion on day one. And then y'all started lowering the standards every time more and more. And what is that telling you? That people didn't show up. It underperformed. I'm glad that the CEO of Netflix literally said that in court under oath. Dude can't lie. He's supposed to say the truth. And he didn't have to say that. He just added that. I think he said, you know what? Screw this. I'm tired of. He was like with Joker and Murray. I'm tired of pretending that Superman was a success when it really wasn't. That's exactly what he was. He literally said, you know what? I'm tired of biting my tongue, and I know that Superman was trash. This was the perfect opportunity, and that's what he did. That's what he did. He was like, I'm tired of pretending. Superman underperformed. That's it. He said it. He vent. You could feel that shit. Dude was like, yeah, Superman underperformed. That's it. That's a done deal. Thank you. Thank you. That's why to me, it's like, you know what? Yeah, that's what we wanted. That's what I want. Actions, actions. And his actions is slowly making me say, okay, you have my attention. That's what I want. But his actions better not be bullshit either. Because I'm telling you right now, like I told you, I'm still a little skeptical. He could be saying it just like a politician just to win points. And then later, surprise, there's other channels I've been watching. They've been saying something similar too. But again, for him to admit and say that Superman underperformed, yeah. And then him saying that, yep, that your favorite hero is going to be back. In other words, Superman, as Henry Cavill, is going to be back. I'm telling you, I see that things are aligning and things are falling into play. And I can't wait. Everything is taking its course smoothly. Meanwhile, James Gunn continues to crumble. There's no foundation, and everything keeps on costing them more and more. Everything, literally. It's a complete disaster. It's a mess. It's a complete shit show with James Gunn. That's exactly what he's delivering. Trash, flop, and slops. That's what he's delivering. Completely cooking up flops and serving slops. Yeah, I came up with that today. That's why I put that post earlier today. So if y'all gonna use that, y'all better give me credit. But I'm telling you, it's just showing you. I'm telling you. Super Drunk will have an OF. Most likely. They need to make their money some way. So oh, this is going to be very, very interesting as we continue to move forward in this year. I can't wait. We are in February. I can't wait. Once we start seeing already what in spring, summer, especially as we get closer to Supergirl, oh, I can't wait. And when that movie flops, oh, I can't wait to see what the excuses are going to be from the James Gunn cultists. Because, they always have an excuse. They always have to have some type of excuse to try to back their invalid points that nobody cares about. This is going to be freaking hilarious. It is. It's really become a full on circus with DC. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see what this company has become after 100 years. Screwing directors, screwing actors, actresses, screwing everybody in their path. And you think this wasn't going to catch up? It caught up. And for that, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're tanking at the box office. You're feeling it. You're finally feeling it. And that's what I'm here for, to expose their trash, to expose all their dirty laundry, to put out all these James Gunn clowns on blast and show you the type of people that they are. Because that's exactly who they are. They're clowns. They're literally in a clown car, all cramped up in there. And then when they keep coming out, all of this is just more and more silly. That's who they are. They're always going to be that. And DC, until they don't get their act together and make an actual change, nothing will change. They have to get to the root of the problem. And right now is James Gunn, David Zaslav. They're the ones that are ruining this company every time more and more. It's pathetic, but that's the reality when it all comes to it. I can't wait. In due time, very soon, we're going to see Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 because we will see it, my friends. We are definitely going to see it. We are going to see Ben Affleck once again as the Dark Knight, and he's going to be back with Zack Snyder. We are going to see a Man of Steel 2 facing off Black Adam. I can see it already, my friends. It is going to happen. I'm telling you. I'm getting chills just telling you this. And all of that is going to bring them money. And they know it. We're going to get a Wonder Woman 3 again, but this time it's going to be under Zack Snyder. It could be Patty Jenkins, but she's going to be under the leadership of Zack Snyder. We're going to get the air cut. We are definitely going to get the air cut. And most of all, we are definitely going to get Batgirl. We're going to see it. I have a feeling we are going to see Batgirl for free on one of their streaming service. We are definitely going to see that because if it ties and it connects to what, before James Gunn came in and retcon shit and tried things, try to change things to the way he wanted to, I'm telling you, he's just hiding things from us. That's all. Nothing is stopping James Gunn from releasing the air cut but himself. Nothing is stopping James Gunn from restoring the Snyderverse but himself. And that's what he's done. His ego has led him to where we are right now. I'm telling you. And yeah, for sure, with Zack Snyder, we're definitely going to get the proper Flash movie. We're going to get Flashpoint. It's going to reset and retcon everything to where it was supposed to be. And I can't wait, my friends. It is an amazing time. We have to keep on fighting. We will stop at nothing. We have to keep on going and making noise on the internet. The studios are hearing us, the executives are hearing us. They're all watching us and they're seeing what's up. Let's not forget, on March 14th, next Saturday, is the big trending event for Restore the Snyderverse. Because, again, we will make noise and we will be heard again on the internet. Because every time we do it, we always trend, my friends. And that right there is the fact. Ted is also hearing us from Netflix. They are all aware and they're paying attention. I'm telling you, everything is taking its course, everything is happening in due time. Things don't happen overnight, it's all in due time. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, they could still do it. Don't forget, we got Justice League And then Zack Snyder used the Flash. He retconned things. He fixed the timeline, and we got Zack Snyder's Justice League. So yeah, that could also be retcon. So you know, the same way that James Gunn did it with Peacemaker, and nothing happened in the sense of, hey, he did it right. That's the same thing that we could do too. Zack Snyder could do it. He could do it. We gotta just let him do his thing, let him cook, and I'm telling you, it's all going to come together. This is from a rumor, but you heard WB pulled the advertisement for Supergirl, the Super Bowl, because just like last year with Gun Superman, the studio has zero faith in Supergirl. It's a super flop. Yeah, yeah, I do not deny and I do not doubt that. Honestly, I'm telling you straight up, WB doesn't believe in Supergirl. They're done. WB's done with James Gunn. They are done. They're like, nah, we're tired of him. We're tired of spending money on this bozo. He's not delivering. We want this contract to be done, and he's gonna be out, and he will be. He will be. Yes, they extended his contract to next year in spring, but anything could change. Things could change overnight. The same way they extended that contract, don't think that they can't stop the contract also. Things could change. Things could change, I'm telling you. So we're gonna see. We are going to see what's gonna happen. Yeah, yeah. CW Supergirl versus Power Girl. Sasha Kaya. That would be nice. That would be nice, honestly. I don't think Andy wants nothing to do with the DCU. Yeah, I don't think so. He'd rather go back to horror flicks than deal with James Gunn. Yep, I agree with you. He does not want to do anything else with James Gunn. I think that's why he's taking the role more of it. Welcome to Derry or whatever that's called. He'd rather just focus on that, and he's already working. So yeah, I think he already knows. He doesn't want to. He doesn't ruin. He doesn't want to ruin his career any more than what it's already ruined, and he already knows it. He knows that he didn't cook with the Flash. So you know that's thanks to James Gunn. Odd question, but how do you feel about the land? About what? How do you feel about landscape? I'm not sure what that question is supposed to be, but okay. The landscape itself, like how things are looking. I mean, things are working out on its own, so we're seeing the big picture. So we will see what's up with that. WB believing Guardians of the Galaxy hype. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Would Andy do better with the Snyderverse or Flash? Like how Snyder worked with Jenkins and Wan. I don't know. I don't know because I still have that bitter taste of the Flash, so I don't even know. I honestly wouldn't know if he would even be fit for anything under the Snyderverse just because of what he already did with the Flash. I don't know. It's hard to say on that one. Studios are tired of losing money with James Gunn. Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. They need to make money, not lose money. Muschietti's a better director than Gunn, big time. I agree with you. I agree with you, honestly. And he needs to stick with what he's good at. Yeah, exactly. That's what these directors need to do. Honestly, they really need to do that. You should start a podcast series. Yeah, I want to start doing some of that. I have to look into it how it works with YouTube because I know I have the feature on it. I've done some on X, but people barely like show up on it because I guess it's Twitter. I don't know. But I do. That's why I do these like this. I treat them like podcasts, if you want to say. But they're fun. I don't mind. And to be honest with you, I'd rather do a live stream instead of uploading the video, just because uploading a video takes so long. Like it literally takes a long time. You have to do the video, you have to read. I mean, you have to listen to it, make sure it's good. You have to edit it. You have to render it. Then you have to upload it to YouTube servers. So it takes a long process. That's why sometimes sometimes I don't even want to upload just because of that. So I'd rather just do a live stream like we are right now. It's much more like get to the point type of thing. But I do enjoy it. But yeah, I do want to look into doing the podcast and stuff like that. Remember when Muschetti said the Flash VFX was supposed to look and they lied to everybody. They lied to everybody. They didn't change anything. Everybody's a better director than James Gunn. He's not talented at directing. Yep, he's not. He's not. Gunn is the biggest hack in Hollywood. Yeah, big time. How would DCEU Flash reverse look like? Because we never saw him. But it's mentioned by Andy that he's the reason Barry's mom died. But where is he? Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure they could do something. I'm sure they could do something. The people have spoken. Man of Tomorrow should get scrapped like Batgirl. So Gunn and Saffron get what they deserve. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly, my friend. When we let James Gunn go, he will start going to cry. Yeah, he's gonna be out soon. He'll be out very, very soon. Muschetti meant to say the VFX is shit. Yep. Yeah, he even knew. So, it is what it is at this point. But with that being said, my friends, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Let me see. James Gunn will be tossed out by Cavill wearing his Superman suit. Very, very true, man. That is true. We just know he's gonna be out ASAP, and that's all that matters. I'm telling you. In the end, change is coming. We will win again, and victory will be on our side as always because we are the majority. The James Gunn, following and fans are not enough. They're the minority. They know it. And most important, we're not compromising and we're not going to stop because in the end, the goal is that we will stop at nothing. They know it. They know it. Gunn's been suspiciously quiet recently. Looks like Gunn's Man of Tomorrow may not start production until Supergirl is released in June. Looks like the cautions are already closing. The curtains are closing on the DCU. Yep, there you go. There you go. Things are closing on the DCU, and that's why you have all these James Gunn cultists crying and complaining. Because they know that it's all coming to an end fast. We run DC. Ted knows exactly, exactly, my friend. I truly agree with y'all. But with that being said, I'm about to get going. Catch y'all on the next one. Make sure to share the video, all that. Hit the algorithm because the algorithm is just they're sus with my channel lately. I'm telling y'all straight up. Notice that my channel lately has been kind of like stale, but it's because the algorithm. That's why I tell y'all hit the like, share it. You have to comment all that stuff because that helps out the algorithm a lot when it comes to the videos and stuff like that. So, not talk good. You good? Just rewatch it. Just rewatch it. Yeah. But we've already been an hour and 7 minutes into this conversation and stuff like that. Now you good with me though? Yeah. They show you on my back end or the comments, and then I approve of it. And if you see that I hit the heart, that means I literally went in manually and I approved of it. If it doesn't show, it's because they don't want me to approve of it. So I be seeing your comments and I'll just approve them and stuff like that. The ones that don't, sometimes I don't know, they just end up somewhere in the back end. Like I've been seeing comments recently from like months ago. I was like, what the hell? Like, and I don't get notifications like that no more. It just doesn't. So they know what's up. They know what's up. They're just trying to silence us and stuff like that. So, a lot of little shady things happen on the back end, but I gotta look in and manually, and then I'll approve of it and stuff. Sometimes if you see that I hit the heart like 2 or 3 times, that means I'm like, what the hell? Why did it go back and it showed that I didn't like it? I'll re-like it. It'll show up again as if I didn't like it, and then I'll have to do it again. I'm like, yo, what's up? They're trying to hide it. That's what I'm telling you. The algorithm is very sus and stuff like that. But it's all good though. We're still here. That's all that matters and stuff. So with that being said, peace out, my friends. Till next time.